I'm not actually subscribed to them. Ow. Yes, I am hurt. Okay, that's cool. Right, I'm gonna post a link. Give me a second, guys. Be with you in a second. Chat. There we go. Oh, stupid charge cable. Just give me a couple of minutes, guys, while I just get set up and then we'll go through certain things. There we go. Catch up to the stream as best as we can. Jump into the party and then mute the mic. Okay, guys, just give me 1 2 1 2. Just let me know if I'm loud and clear. If not, just let me know as well. But yes, it should be okay. So yes, guys, good evening and welcome to TNRL Season 2. This is round number 7 of the championship here at Snetterton in Norfolk for not only the season, obviously round number 7 of TNRL, but also we are here for quite such an adventure and probably a most epic race. Yes, I am the one and only and legendary Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual for TNRL on a Thursday night. It is good to be back. I missed 2 weeks ago at Zolder due to other commitments, but hey ho, never mind, we are back and bringing you live and exclusive action on the TNRL YouTube channel. So we are, as I say, we are at Snetterton on the 300 circuit. It's Snetterton 300 circuit came about, I believe, in 2011 to spice it up a bit and trying to upgrade and maybe trying to make it more technical than it used to be back in the old days of obviously the old track, when it used to just be going through Riches and then Sea of Corner as it used to be known, and then obviously down the Revich Straight, but it's now known as the Bentley Straight. So, you know, it's a lot of interest this evening within the guys. There's at the moment out on free practice, so you know we're going to go through certain bits and pieces of the circuit and obviously give you a guided lap tour of the Snetterton 300 circuit. So at the moment we've got Adam Foster currently in his McLaren setting the pace with a 1:48.561, and it seems the McLaren seems to be very quick. I'm not too sure how well the guys actually got on in Zolder last time out, but believe it or not, I believe it was actually quite an interesting race because there were certain drivers out on track for the career best results. I believe Clenough was saying that he finished 7th. He took my advice saying he's got to go nice and slowly, but I'll just have a look at exactly the points in the championship table, just looking exactly at what has gone on. So looking at Zolder then, it looks like Mix 64 actually took standing victory by looks of it in the Lexus. So that is Giancarlo Bonito, I believe that's how you pronounce it. In the Lexus, he actually won at Zolder, so you know he's now propelled himself up into second place in the standings. I don't think Ash actually got any points at Zolder because it's looking likely he didn't, but it's going to look very close to see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. Obviously Ash still leads the standings from Giancarlo. Then you got Adam Foster in third, so currently the McLaren driver may be setting the pace here to see exactly what's happened. Stefano Marchetto, the reigning champion of TNRL Sim Racing, in 4th place then, with Adam Postlethwaite in the Audi R8 currently in 5th. Then you got Luke Barnard, aka Depressed Squid, In the Mercedes in around 6th place. Then you got Damien, aka Dean Helix, in the Ferrari 7th. Then you got Kakatakos in 8th, I believe. He's not. Some of them aren't here tonight, which is a bit of a disappointment. But obviously, we understand work and things like that do crop up, and it's not really an issue. Then you got Glenna, followed by Damo, followed by Dario, and obviously Kiribati, James McGlick, Sol Jervis. I believe he is going to be here. I'm not too sure. But in the Bentley, then you've got Bruno Giotto. Then you have Mark Swinglehurst, or Swingle, however he wants to be known. Then you've got one Ferrari, and then you've got Viking, and of course known as Daniel. I believe he's pulled out. I'm not too sure. I know Mike Bullen has, and then you've got Carol Banking, or I can't remember what he was actually saying, but he's Phil. We'll call him Phil for now. In the McLaren, so there's quite a few McLarens out there. I think it was actually Carol Baskin. I think that's exactly what he was trying to tell me how to pronounce it. So I'll just double check. And it's going to be very close tonight because Snetterton is quite, Carol Baskin is how you pronounce it. But I'll just stick to Phil because that's exactly how I would probably do my style. So if you're liking the stream, guys, please like and subscribe to TNRL and let us know who you are looking forward to seeing win the race, or who you're aiming for pole position. It is going to be a long night of racing. Hopefully during the stream we don't have any calamities here while the guys are racing. So we'll go through exactly certain things. We do have variation camera rolls. We have obviously set 1 and 2, and then we also have the Helicam, which is a fantastic camera, I must admit. And then we will go on boards, and we will have also different variations of cameras for that. And there is going to be a lot of interest this evening, so we'll return to the garage for the time being. So Snetterton 300 is probably most technical. Is used normally by British GT, British touring cars, and of course British superbikes, just to throw that in there. It seems, from visiting, I've actually visited Snetterton both when it was the old layout and the current layout. So, I do know exactly by hand exactly how these guys are going to be, what they're going to be up against, especially for this evening. I'm not too sure what the weather's going to be doing because it's dry at the moment for free practice, but then I believe it is going to change for quali and it is going to change for the race. I'm not too sure. I'm sure the guys will back me up. So we've got Adam Foster followed by Adam Postlewaite, Luke, Ash, and of course Mark, Clenough and Phil, and then of course Damien. The guys that are currently out on circuit are actually here at the moment. So Clenough trying to get past Adam Postlewaite. You can just see how quick the McLaren is up against the Audi R8 there. So it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for this evening, especially with it being an hour-and-a-half race as well. It's going to be ideally down to the strategy. It is down to a lot of things. So I'll give you a guided tour of Snetterton in a moment or two. I'll just adjust certain options for it while we're here, just so we can be slightly heard better throughout the stream. So we'll go on board with I think who we can go on board with. We'll go on board with Adam Foster. So we'll have a look at what he can do. So we'll go through here, providing he doesn't jump into pit lane at the last minute. So then, going down the start finish line then, into the centre straight. It's a bit of an uphill section as well, is the straight, from what I remember from memory. So then obviously going into Rich's corner, which is the first corner. It's a flat right corner. It can potentially spit you out. And then we head in towards Wilson, which is now a tight hairpin bend. It never used to be, because normally you used to go straight on, but they've upgraded it slightly. Then he's going to go through into Palmer, obviously named after Jonathan Palmer, and then he's going to fire down towards Agostini, which Agostini seems to be a bit of a tight left hand, sort of a hairpin, which is kind of a bit amazing. The banking doesn't normally get full on race days. And then he's going to fire himself in towards Hamilton, which is a flat left, which kind of being a bit weird, and then it obviously goes into Oggie's bend here, slightly down to gear 1 here, maybe a bit more in the racing. We'll see exactly what happens. Then he goes into Williams, back onto the Bentley straight, then what used to be known as the Revit straight back in the day. And then he's going to be going up towards Brundle and Nelson, aka the S's, if you will, into the olden terms. The S's is very packed with spectators, as you can see on the onboard camera. Try not to clip them sausage curbs, because it may do some damage, it may interrupt your car. Into the bomb hole then. Yeah, it's called the bomb hole for some bizarre reason. And then obviously into Coram, going a bit flat out there. And then braking for Murray's Corner, which is the last chicane on the track. And then that is a lap of Snetterton 300 here out for TNRL Sim Racing, and we'll see how well everyone does. Hopefully you can hear me during the onboard footage. If you can't, please do let me know. I am not going to be offended. I am not going to shout your heads off. I am a very kind streamer, and I will adapt to anything you guys need me to do. So at the moment there's 8 drivers currently taking part in free practice with just under 34 minutes to go. And yeah, I think, as Adam's trying to go the other way, well, now I think he's going into pit lane. But yes, it is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see how well these guys go for certain reasons. It is going to be great. Thank you, Andrew. Much appreciated, my friend. How are you doing? I've not spoken to you for a while, mate. Hope you're okay. It's nice to know that someone is keeping an eye on sound levels for me. So then, we'll see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. I'm going to try and get the camera angles dead on tonight, because between you guys that are watching the stream, I don't like camera set 1. It tends to fly and you miss the cars quite a bit, so I'll try and set up for camera set 2 in the helicam, and plus interior cams if we can, just because it now gives a bit of a spicy element. From what I'm hearing, the guys are going to be probably hopefully into that element for obviously qualifying is 15 minutes, and then obviously an hour and a half of racing. So you know, it's going to be a long night, and being here personally when I've been spectating literally at Snetterton, it is a fantastic circuit. It can be unknown for being really hot 1 minute and then kind of a bit damp, shall we say, but I think the guys are going to be going for it this evening, so we'll see exactly what is going to happen for these guys this evening. I've been personally looking forward to tonight, even though I missed out on Zolder 2 weeks ago. You know, it feels a bit weird being back in the commentary box, but these guys know how to put on a good show, and you know, it's going to be very close to see what the times are doing at the moment. Then it looks like Adam Foster leads the way then from Adam Postlethwaite with a roundabout 149.2 is Adam Postlethwaite's time at the moment. Luke with 149.7, then it goes to Ash with 149.8, then you got Mark with a 150.3 mark. Swinglehurst is his first visit racing at Snetterton, so he may be a bit rusty to start with, but hopefully things go to plan for him this evening. I personally hope it does, purely because, you know, it's his first ever race around Snetterton for sim racing, so we'll see how well he does. Then you got Damien with 150.544, Then obviously Clenneth with 150.721. So it kind of going to be very interesting. We'll see exactly what Phil's going to do with his lap time in the other McLaren. I beg your pardon. Burping down everyone's ear. But we'll see what Phil can do in that McLaren. So looking at the track temperature at the moment, it's 28 degrees. Air temperature is 23. That could all change throughout the race. I'm actually just going to double check what the weather's going to be doing for these guys this evening. So, you know, I'll be very interesting to see. Maybe it's something I should ask every Thursday when we race now, between now and the end of season. And it's going to be very close. Evening, Mark. How's it going, mate? Nice to see you back, mate. Hope you're enjoying Snetterton. I personally, hopefully things go well for you, mate. But yes, as I say, I'm just going to double check what the weather forecast is going to do for this evening. I personally want to see exactly what's going to happen, because if it's wet, it's going to spice it up, of course. But if it's dry, it will still carry on that momentum, and it probably will be a very good optimum temperature. And yes, obviously welcome to the stream. If you've just joined, obviously you're probably thinking, who's this weird voice? It is the legendary Hoppers, as per usual for TNRL. I do commentary elsewhere as well, so you know, I'm experienced for commentary, and it is going to be a very close proximity night of racing, I can guarantee it. But obviously, you know, 8 drivers at the moment it seems, but maybe that's because everyone else is just, you know, dealing with other things at the moment. Hopefully there's more drivers coming into the lobby, and you know, it should be very great to see exactly what happens. All good, enjoying today. Truck so far. Taking 3 seconds off my lap time. Decent, mate. That's proper decent to hear. You know, that's exactly how it should be. I wish you all the best, mate. I really do. I personally have technically raced. I've raced around here just in a single player mode, and I've obviously been here in real life, so you know, it's a bit weird when you do a bit of both racing virtually and then you go and spectate. But you know, it's going to be all good. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. So you know, let's see what is going to happen. Hopefully I get the weather forecast for the race in a bit. Cheers, mate. I'm sure I will, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be close to see exactly what's going to happen, but hopefully it is going to be amazing. A bit concerned about the dark skies that are near my house at the moment, because we're meant to be having a thunderstorm at some point. Just to put that out there, so if anything does happen to the stream, bear in mind we are due a thunderstorm, I think, but hopefully it shouldn't affect the stream. It'd be funny if it thundered on here as well, because then it'd be like, well, it's proper English weather, but the way things have been going, it's still a bit humid. It's very humid at Snetterton for TNRL, just to put that out there. But it's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what Mark's going to do this evening then for his first race around Snetterton. It seems, you know, Snetterton is going to be a very close proximity track for him. It is very narrow in certain places, from what I remember from memory, like so obviously terms like Agostini, and obviously firing into Oggies, and then obviously into Williams. But it is just certain points, you know, it's not going to hamper hopefully his lap time, you know, he's been doing really well from what he's been telling us just a couple of minutes ago, and that is really good to hear, because, you know, I do feel like, how can I put it, you know, when you improve your own lap time, it shows that you are ready and you're in that mindset. You know, the mindset of these guys, they know exactly what they're going to do. So, you know, it can be quite a bit of a balance between, obviously, getting from, obviously, the early part of the lap, you know, especially with the rolling start, you know, the formation, anything can happen within that, and it's going to be between excuse me, going to be between quite a lot of drivers this evening for certain things, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen between these guys. But, you know, looking at certain bits and pieces though, however, you know, going into corners like Richie's and obviously into Wilson, you know, you're going to be slamming on your brakes because it is a hairpin bend. You know, you don't want to be locking up them brakes and going wide. You want to be going in as best as you can, but you got to be wary of that car either on the outside or the inside, because from past experience watching, it can be close and probably a hair-raising manoeuvre, because you're going flat out into turn number one, obviously going into Richie's, just looking obviously what Luke's doing here at the S's. You know, he's obviously going to be wanting to find out what he can do himself. Different driver styles, however, though, are going to be very crucial. We do have some quite interesting moments, you know. Obviously, as I say, it's all down to the strategies this evening for the pit stops, you know, running these lap times and getting where they need to be, especially a lot of certain ways. I figure out quite a lot of interest within Snetterton itself, purely because, you know, going into obviously here in certain places, you know, you don't want to be catching traffic's going to be a bit of an issue as well. If you remember at Alton Park, certain places were a bit tricky for lap cars to let the fast ones through. Here at Snetterton, certain places can be, but the best place to do it personally is from the Bentley straight and the centre straight. Obviously, getting them before you get to the corners is basically what I'm going to advise, because, you know, you will probably catch them, but there is a feeling, you know, certain cars may be running a bit wide, especially when you got that Vector button or the tyre bundle on the exit or the entry to Williams. You don't want to be clipping that, because that will technically give you some damage as well, and you don't want to be doing that. Vantage points, favourite corner of Snetterton for me personally is obviously the bomb hole, because it's curving round and you're going full throttle into Richie's. You've got to be very careful. Getting a puncher there though, if you get a puncher, it's very scary, because you can just go straight off and hit that wall, and you're not really going to be slowing down enough before that oncoming barrier comes in your face and thinks, uh-oh. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Can't wait to see exactly what's going to happen this evening. We'll just see what Phil's doing, just to see what he's doing. He's obviously new, the American. Obviously goes off at Agostini. I hope I've not put him off. The number 36 machine. So it's going to be very close to see what he's going to do this evening. We've got 21.5 minutes to go before qualifying does get underway. So the Helicam, see how well the Helicam does this evening for round here. Actually looks the business, I must admit. But hopefully, you know, sound checks are all good. Just drifted it there. Oh, I thought he was going to hit that on-coat barrier then, but seems to be doing very well indeed at the moment. pretty much anywhere at Snetterton, if you visit in real life, you can view the circuit from pretty much almost a lot of vantage points. So, you know, there is a lot of interest to see exactly what's going to happen. So is it the marker post there out of Murray's corner then? But, he's probably just getting used to the car and a bit of temperature and stuff like that. But you know, it's not going to really hamper a lot of people. Got Ash coming out of pit lane then, so they're obviously going to be pushing quite a bit. He's crossed the white line there, solid white line, so he's got to be really careful that he doesn't do that in a race, because especially if a faster car's coming, he could easily get collected. So we'll see how well he can do. Obviously still championship leader. Last time I commentated, he actually won at Alton Park, so round number 5 of the championship, so it's going to be very close to see exactly what he's going to do this evening. So we'll see what the Bentley driver can do. There's a couple of guys in pit lane, so you got Clenniff and Adam Foster, the two McLarens still in pit lane. Luke's in pit lane, probably getting some work done, so we'll see what happens. So there's only a handful of cars out on track then, and maybe it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen, especially towards especially towards the 15-minute qualification session. So we'll go on board with the Bentley driver then, chasing after Phil into the S's. So he's going to try and latch and try and overtake. It's a bit slow because he's got to let Dean Helix. He's trying to get obviously temperature into his tyres, into his brakes. That's exactly what he's trying to do, but whether he's struggling at the moment, you can just hear them brakes squeal. But he's just got it going again, so we'll see exactly what he's going to do. He's currently done 1:49.8 is his fastest, and then his last lap time was a 1:55.4, so you know, there's a lot of interest to see what he's going to do. He's obviously tried to just sit thereabouts in free practice for the time being, so he's going down into Richie's now then. So we'll see how well he does. Currently still got Adam Foster and Adam Postlethwaite are your top two in free practice, so it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. So it will be very close between a lot of drivers. There's a yellow flag at the first corner. I believe that is Phil gone off at the moment, so I wouldn't worry about that. It's just only free practice, but he's probably just there because he's trying to get used to the car and getting used to certain bits and pieces here at Snetterton. Excuse me. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen as Adam Postlethwaite crosses the line now. Still second. 16.5 minutes to go now. Free practice, so hopefully we get a few more drivers in for racing this evening. So we're looking forward to a top class round number 7 of the TNRL Season 2 sim racing. They have quite an astounding calendar this season as well, must I say. Just looking at, I'm going to look at the calendar once more just to double check. Race calendar. So after tonight at Snetterton, we head to the United States and go to Laguna Seca for what is going to be probably one of the closest proximity races. You know, I've never really commentated much around Laguna. I've actually done one or two in my past lifetime. Then we go to Paul Ricard at the end of September. So there will be a break between Laguna and Paul Ricard, I believe. So Paul Ricard is at the end of September. 7th October, I may be here, may not be, depending on commitments. And obviously, with it being my birthday 3 days after, we go to the Nürburgring for what should be a very exciting second to last round of the championship. Then in October, 22nd of October, we head back to Britain and head to Silverstone, which is the penultimate round of the championship. And then the 28th of October, we head to Suzuka for the grand finale of season 2. So we have around around 6 races to go. Then it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen in these 6 remaining rounds. It is going to be hopefully very close indeed. So obviously, you know, we are going to be watching a few guys this evening. Obviously Damo's just jumped in, changed his paint scheme in that Bentley by the looks of it. So Ash's brother is currently sat in pit lane, so we'll see what he will do this evening in the number 22 Bentley Continental GT. So we'll see how well he gets on this evening, and then it will be a very close proximity battle. I'm sure Damo's going to be killing them apexes and eating his cereal at the same time, as I like to say, but I like to give the guys a bit of a fun time as well. So if you just joined, guys, welcome to TNRL Season 2, and this is round number 7 here at Snetterton on the 300 circuit, and yes, it is the legendary Hoppers doing the commentary. If you're just wondering who this familiar or weird voice is, if you never watched the stream before, I will try and do my utmost to try and keep up with everything that goes on, especially in the chat for the stream. Obviously during the race I will not be reading comments out, but if it's anything before qualifying as well as during the last 13 minutes of free practice, then by all means. But yes, it is going to be a very close proximity night of racing. I seriously can't remember the last time the racing was that close. I think at Alton Park with the pit stops, from what we were seeing between, obviously Mick 64 was having a bit of a nice battle. You know, certain battles did end a bit not poorly, but they kind of somehow managed to get through with a couple of scrapes and it went thereabouts. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen here at Snetterton, because, you know, we've got obviously Damo currently, I think he's just come out of pit lane, so we'll see what he's going to do in that green and black Bentley. We'll see exactly how well that's going to go for these guys this evening. So yellow flag, and there's a yellow flag down the centre straight, but I think that's because someone was pulling off. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for these guys. The track map is kind of there, so just looking at the times at the moment, then just roughly thereabouts. So we'll try and catch up to the live point of the stream. So it looks like Mark's just gone off on the exit of Wilson, so we'll try and get corner names dead on tonight as well. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. So if you just joined, guys, please like and subscribe to TNRL. It will help them out massively, and it will help me out massively too. So if you want to join and watch the stream, please do. Right, I'm just going to quickly top my voice up with fluids. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. At the moment, Adam Foster's still leading the way in free practice with 9 minutes and 14 seconds to go, and then we have 15 minutes of qualifying, so it's going to be very close. At the moment then, however, Clonif up into 6th place, Stefano Marchetto and of course Dario have just joined, so they're going to be on course for what looks like a very close proximity race. It's quite frustrating how Marmolotto and of course Dario aren't together in pit lane, like side by side, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So the Ferrari team just heading out, so we'll see how well tonight ends up. So yep. So it looks like the looks like Stefano's got a bit of internet issues there, or a bit of proximity. It's a bit worrying for him. He's going into the shadow realm by the looks of it. So it looks like the Italian's Ferrari is already transpiring. It's going all over the map. So it looks like he's lost connection issues there. So, excuse me, hopefully he's back before qualifying. Otherwise that's going to hamper him. Looked like he was going sent into the shadow realm or sent to outer space there. So we'll see if he's back. So you've got Damien there trying to push on that Ferrari at the moment. A couple of guys still in pit lane then trying to push on. We'll see what Damo can do in the Bentley, as the camera likes to play games with me again. So we'll go on board with the Bentley for a couple of moments or two. Like to fly into, he's actually gone 7th fastest then. Oh, he's drifted it out of riches. I think someone else has also done the same there, so it did look like a bit of a hairy moment for the Bentley driver. I think that was also Phil that had gone off thereabouts. Stefano's actually rejoined, so hopefully we don't get him in the shadow realm this time. So just under 6 minutes going through practice. See what's going to happen for this evening's round number 7. So I think Stefano is now coming out of pit lane. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully there's no issues for him this time. Must have not had his Ethernet cable plugged in or something, because that tends to happen. Seems to be better this time for the reigning champion. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen with just under 5 minutes to go then. So yeah, it's going to be a great night of racing. Hopefully we get some close battles. Hopefully, you know, it's going to be an interesting night, I'm sure about that. It seems to be thereabouts, with certain drivers trying to push on for obviously certain points of the season, and it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen. So, you know, obviously TNRL Sim Racing, obviously season 2, obviously Assetto Corsa Competizione, it's only on PS4 at the moment. I believe they have a PC league, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure they will tell me near the time whether they do or they don't. I'm not 100% on what platform. They're not really on Xbox at the moment either, so that may be something to potentially discuss with the guys at some point. So Stefano Marchetto then, reigning champion of season 1. He was in the Bentley last season. Seems to have a better latter half of last season, where it's going to be